So imagine this, you're 17 years old, you grab a camera, and you probably have acne, a weird haircut, and no clue what life's gonna throw at you, and you record a message to your future self. Now fast forward 10 years later, you're 27, you're a global superstar, and you actually sit down to watch that old video. That's exactly what MrBeast, Jimmy Donaldson, just did. And man, it's fascinating because it's not just a YouTube video. It's like watching someone meet their younger self on camera in front of hundreds of millions of people. And what happens when you do that? You realize something that nobody talks about enough. The person you used to be built the person you are, even the parts that were clueless, awkward, and confused. Hey guys, it's Daniel. And today we're talking about one of the coolest and most emotional things I've seen online in a long time. MrBeast watching his own 10-year-old prediction video. And before you say, Daniel, what's that got to do with me? Oh, trust me. By the end of this, you're going to want to record your own message to your future self because this is life-changing. Let's go back to 2015. Jimmy was 17, just a kid. He sat in front of the camera and said things like, in 10 years, I'll have 1 million subscribers and I'll be making crazy videos. And here's the wild part. He didn't just kind of get it right. He crushed it. Try 400 million subscribers. Try the most viewed YouTuber in the world. Try global brand with hundreds of employees and his own chocolate company. But here's the real kicker. When he watched that video today at 27, he didn't look proud in the usual way. He looked humbled, thoughtful, almost emotional, because when you see your 17-year-old self say, I believe in me, and realize that he was right, that hits you in a different way. He wasn't predicting numbers, he was declaring faith. And that's something we all forget to do. You know how we all have that one moment where we go, man, if I could talk to my younger self, I tell him to chill out, or don't trust that guy, or stop worrying about what other people think. Yeah, but we forget our younger self is the reason we're even here to say that. And you know what's funny? We all think the future is going to be this clean, planned out version of what we want. Like 10 years from now, I'll be successful, happy, rich, fit, and drinking green smoothies. But life's like, that's cute. Here's anxiety, bills, heartbreak, back pain, and taxes. And yet somehow we grow through all of it. That's what Jimmy's video reminded me of. He didn't get everything right. He couldn't have. No one does. He didn't predict how massive things would get. He didn't predict how stressful or complicated it would be. He didn't predict how many people would depend on him or how fame changes everything. But he did something most people never do. He believed in his future self enough to say it out loud. And here's the thing most of us don't. We talk to ourselves like enemies. We say, I'll never make it. I'm too late. I messed up too much. But imagine if your 17-year-old self could hear that. They'd say, hey, I didn't go through all that pain for you to give up now. That's what this video made me feel. When you watch your youngest self, you realize something powerful. They weren't dumb. They were just untested. They didn't know yet. And sometimes when you see that, it melts the shame you've been carrying because you realize you've actually done okay. Maybe you didn't end up where you thought you'd be, but you ended up wiser, more grounded, kinder. And honestly, that's better. Now here's where it gets really interesting. When MrBeast watched his old video, he didn't just laugh at himself. He actually respected that kid. You could see it in his eyes. He was grateful to him because that 17-year-old version had something that 27-year-old Jimmy still needs today. Pure, unstoppable belief. No data, no audience, no validation, just belief. And that's the magic most of us lose as we get older. We stop believing before we even begin. So let me ask you this. What did your younger self believe you could be? And when did you stop believing it? I'll tell you something. If you want to reconnect with your power, go back and remember what you used to believe about yourself before life made you scared. Because somewhere in there, that's your truth. Now here's the part that gets me every time. When Jimmy made that video, he had no idea that one day hundreds of millions of people would watch himself. And yet there's something incredibly human about it. It reminds us that no matter how big someone becomes, they're still just a person trying to make the younger self proud. That's what you want too, right? Not perfection, not fame, just to be able to say, I didn't waste my shot. And by the way, if you ever want to test how much you've grown, don't look at your bank account or your followers. Look at how you respond to the same problems you used to have. That's where you see your growth. If 10 years ago something small could ruin your day and now it doesn't, that's success. If you can forgive yourself faster, love deeper, or walk away from toxic stuff without guilt, that's growth. We all evolve differently, but we all have a younger self watching from the sidelines, cheering quietly. So let's make this real for you. Here's your little challenge after this video. I want you to record a 2-minute video to your future self. It doesn't have to be fancy, just you, your phone, and your truth. Say your name, say your age. See what you hope your life will look like 10 years from now. See what matters most to you right now. Then save it, and don't watch it for a decade. You'll thank yourself later, because even if you don't hit every dream, you'll see your heart, and you'll see how much of that heart survived the storms. That's what MrBeast just did, and honestly, I think that's why people love him so much. Not just because he gives away cars or islands or money, but because he's still real. He's still that kid. And maybe that's the secret, to keep your inner 17-year-old alive, curious, hungry, and dreaming, even when you're 27 and running an empire. Because here's the truth. You can always make more money. You can always get more followers. But you can't make another you. So stop beating yourself up for not being further ahead. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's and start asking, what would my younger self be proud of right now? Because chances are they'd look at you and go, wow, you made it through all that. You kept going even when it got that hard. Man, I'm proud of you. And you'd probably cry a little, and that's okay. That means you're human. So yeah, take a page out of MrBeast's book. Record your message. Believe in yourself out loud, even if it feels silly, even if nobody else gets it. Because one day, future you is going to look back and say, thank you for not giving up. Thank you for believing in me before anyone else did. That's the real power of what Jimmy just did. Not proving he was right, but proving he never stopped believing. And you can do that too. So before you scroll, do this. Go into your phone, hit record and say, hey, future me, remember this moment. You didn't have all the answers, but you had the heart, and that was enough. Because honestly, that's all any of us ever need.